What is happening, guys? Another day. What do you got planned today, Eddie? Mila? Anything exciting going on? So here's Eddie when Ma goes to work. Just kind of hanging out by the window, wondering when she will ever get back home. Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while. I think today we're gonna go old school a little bit. Getting a full-length video out here for once. It's been a while. I've been mainly sticking to shorts. There's various reasons for that, but for today, we're going old school. Stick around, come along for the ride. It is Tuesday, May 9th. We're about 50 degrees right now, 9 a.m. Supposed to be in the 70s today. And of course, we got the bitchin' van making an appearance. The warmer season is finally kind of here. It is May, so it may snow or it may be 95. You just never know. But it's a good sign when you got the patio furniture out. We had our first fire this weekend, so we're headed in the right direction. The grass is greening up finally. Of course, what grass I do have. Living in the woods here, my yard is just covered with leaves. And I used to rake it, every inch of this, with a steel rake. And it looked beautiful. But I just ain't got the gumption anymore to do that. So what I did this year, I fired up the lawnmower and I just ran all the leaves over with. An important part in a lot of my old videos, and even some of my shorts, is the American flag. We finally got that out for the season. I will be building some American flags here shortly. Those of you that follow the channel have seen some of them projects in the past. And as usual, they're always up for order. If you want to grab one, just let me know and I can make a custom one. We can do your standard flags, vertical flags, fireman flags, policeman flags, and we can even combine police and fire. Those look pretty cool. We use all reclaimed lumber for those things, so check them out. If you want to see how I build them, go check out the last longer video I did. Maybe I'll put the link in the description. For today, I'm not really sure. I was going to replace a roof cap, but it's just kind of misty and foggy out right now. Not sure I want to tear into that just yet. And I think I'm missing the nails I need, so I'm going to have to go search for them this morning. Outside of that, still doing the construction stuff. Got a couple jobs lined up. We'll be working on those here in the month of May. Oh yeah, here's something kind of cool. Those of you that follow the shorts probably already know this. But hold on one second. Check it out, guys. We bought a van. Another van. Bitchin' Van 2. Still got to come up with a name for it. We basically built that as a travel machine. That's right, we're gonna turn it into a camper. We did start the project already. I'll open up later. You guys can take a look, see where we're at. But I'm currently getting nowhere fast. But I think I'm finally at the point where I got a pretty good game plan so we can get it ready for the season. We might not get it fully done, but I want to get it rocking and rolling at least for the summer and maybe into next winter. And yes, Eddie is probably still waiting for Mama. Seeing Eddie is still inside looking all depressed, I think I might grab him for a walk. It doesn't look like it's going to dry out here for a while. Eddie might start getting excited about now. Like I said, we're going old school here. Eddie and I are back at our favorite walking spot. It's our favorite walking spot because it's really the only walking spot unless you want to walk through town. But it is a beautiful calm day here at Buffalo Lake, Montello. Outside it's a little misty. Hopefully that clears up within the next hour or two. Stomach gets in the way of the shot, folks. That's why we're out here walking, man. It is a struggle. I know, probably inappropriate, but a lesson to be had. All right, guys, down here at the Montello Dredge Bank, and there is a lot of poop that is not being cleaned up. I'm going to show you how easy it is. Pop the bag. There's even bags up front if you want them. Open it up. Just like that. Wrap up the bag, tie it up. Do your part. Keep your place clean in under a minute. We're back for the summer, folks. I think they leave by the end of August. September-ish. At least that's what Daryl Christensen, the bird expert, told me last year. I believe he said August. Oh yeah, guys, before I forget, got this in my hand. Nice little can for it. Apparently I was the first one to use that today. It's still like, I mean, it doesn't appear to be that foggy. There's just a fine mist in the air, so it's hard. Everything's staying wet out here. Eddie, you coming, buddy? Huh? Are you getting tired back there? One of my favorite parts about May in Wisconsin is there is literally every kind of bird you can imagine out here. All you hear is birds everywhere. And also, one of my favorite bird sounds of all is the loon. And the loons migrate to northern Wisconsin this time of year. And for maybe a couple weeks, they take a little pit stop here in the Montello area. So probably 2-3 days ago, I heard my first loon. That's always a good sound to hear. You know, it's getting warmer, finally. But hopefully, if all goes as planned, we will get up north around the 4th of July where the loons reside, and we can hear them up there. There's nothing like experiencing a northern Wisconsin lake with the sounds of loons in the background. Doesn't get more summer than that. Another cool thing I kind of like about up north, you know, early July, it's not getting dark until after 10 p.m. Don't tell Eddie I'm telling you this, but I think he's kind of out of shape. You doing all right down there, buddy? You seem to be slowing down a bit. Honestly, I shouldn't talk. I gotta say, Montello, thanks for adding this new trail here. It's pretty cool. There's one thing though, I mentioned this before in some of my older videos. I'm not sure what happened here exactly. This bridge is fairly new and it's already kind of buckling in there, different heights and whatnot. So basically there's a rafter here and a rafter over there. It's looking like it's at least 4 feet wide. There's got to be at least one in the middle here. I'm not sure why that was overlooked, but it's going to cause issues sooner than later, and it already is. Quite the view though. Look at that. Let's go, Eddie. Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, there you go. Doing good. I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite parts of May is all the birds you hear. And one of my least favorite parts of May is, I would say, it's probably the worst month out of the year for wood ticks. Over at my house, it seems like we can't let Eddie out without him pulling one in usually. They're just everywhere this time of year. And the worst part about it, most of them are the little deer ticks now. I don't know when that changed in my life. When I was a kid, I never saw a deer tick. They were always the larger size ticks. But now it's kind of opposite. I see mostly deer ticks, and we still see the bigger ones on occasion, but not as much as the small guys. Funny enough, it's the small guys that are going to kill you. There's nothing worse than finding one of them stuck in your back after you know it's been a good day or so. Especially with all the reports these days. Lyme's disease is everywhere, it seems like. Sometimes if doctors use that as an excuse sometimes, but regardless, it's definitely diagnosed a lot. So as you can see there, we got a nice little trail here. It's short, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Let's go, Eddie. Let's get back to the bitchin' van. Back at the bridge, I did say earlier they should at least have one rafter here. I mean, ideally they should have 2. It would be much better off that way. There it is, Eddie. The bitchin' van, man. Look at that, guys. Got a wood tick crawling on my hand. Little bastards. Hey guys, I'm gonna show you how we take care of these ticks around here. You can see it's like a tick graveyard. These are the little deer ticks. You can see that one's a little bit bigger than these guys. And they end like this. You just take one of these bad boys. Voila. Tick graveyard. We should probably give Eddie a good look over here. He always seems to pick them up. He is protected with the front line stuff, I think. Good thing with Eddie, he's got this light colored fur, so a lot of times they stick out. And we've never actually pulled one like dug into Eddie because he does have that medicine. Usually if they bite him, they die. Now, I don't know how good that stuff is for a dog overall, but keeps the ticks off him, I guess. I should probably give myself a once over here too. Them suckers, they are tricky. Usually you find them a day later. It's just another ironic part about living in Wisconsin. You don't get out in the woods for 6 months because it's so cold and snowy. When it finally does warm up enough where you can get out, do some hiking, you got to deal with ticks because you're going to pick them up. So that makes you kind of want to avoid the woods again. It's always a never-ending struggle, let me tell you. And yes, I worked up a sweat on that walk. Then I walk into the house here. It is May 9th and the furnace is running. I don't like that. I'm going to shut that bad boy off. Wrong way, Joe. Off. There we go. What is up, Mrs. Mila? Mila loves cardboard boxes. Here's a little piece of furniture we got for the van. You'll eventually see that if I keep making these videos. Since I said we're going old school here, we're gonna make a little dinner. Of course, when you go to make leftover steak and eggs, you end up with one single egg. Now, do I go with one egg or do I run to town and grab more eggs? And Donnie, if you're watching this, bring me some damn eggs. Come on. Or if Wendy and Lily are watching this, I need a refill. Well, we're just gonna roll with the one egg. I don't feel like running to town for eggs, even though I do gotta go to town. I'm just trying to decide, do I stick with the steak and eggs, stay full carnivore, or do I throw in a carb with that? I might throw a piece of this in there for toast, just for a little carb boost. I prefer not to eat the carbs, but for some reason my heart feels a little more comfortable when I have a little bit in me. That's how we break the fast today. Went with the one egg. It's a little after 11, and I just realized my motorcycle has an appointment up at Northside Auto. So I gotta get that sucker up there. I think I'm just gonna ride it up there and walk back home. The beast needs its oil changed. It's much easier changing oil on the old Honda here. All right, bike is dropped off. We're walking home. We got the old American woodworking buildings. Ed Goebel's place. Used to go here when it was a clinic back in the day. Can't think of the doctor's name right offhand. On the other side there, I went to Dr. Alexander for dentistry. For a long time, actually. One of his crowns actually just fell off. He said it was a temporary crown, lasted almost 20 years. So this will probably be the walk and talk portion of this video. Not that we didn't already do that this morning. What the heck? Let's sneak back here a second. Spent a lot of time back here as a kid for gym class with Mr. Johnson. He was a good gym teacher. This is the old, what's the fancy word they use? Alma mater, Montello High School. Joe Vogt's truck. I went to school with Joe Vogt's dad, John. One of my best friends growing up. Definitely raised a little hell in this building. I was in that high school the first year it opened. This parking lot here used to be all woods, pine trees. This road was appropriately named Forest Lane. And if you follow my channel in photography, there's the iconic Montello water tower. Kids are just getting out for recess as I was walking by. I'm gonna show you guys this fence over here. Always thought it looked pretty cool, but I never checked it out close up. Interesting. Slow it down a bit. Must have been some kind of school project. As you can see, it's quite long actually. Got the Robinson residence there on the corner. Usually one of the nicer places around. Always looks very nice. One of my best friends growing up, Andy Vanderheiden, lived in that house. Not sure what he's up to these days. Last I knew he was a doctor down in Madison. Kind of a cool, old, vacant house. Looks like something you can make a cool camper out of. Maybe somebody already has. That's Elite Marble. They make marble countertops and stuff like that. And once again, the iconic water tower. And of course, Montello is known for his waterfalls. Sometimes these waterfalls on the backside get forgotten. It's the old Montello granite quarry. I believe my Grandpa Gray worked there. I'm pretty sure my great-grandpa Gray worked there. Jared Aberderis, Packer wide receiver. He owns this place. Thriving. Here we have beautiful Montello Lake. Well, this is where the lake ends. Of course, here in Wisconsin, we have snowmobile parking. Looks like we're missing an A. And my favorite road in Montello. We have the beautiful Montello mansion. And this tree was, or is, the biggest tree in Wisconsin, or something like that. I've lived here my whole life. I should probably go read the sign. Honestly, I think it's barely hanging on these days. It's looking pretty rough. There you go, folks. Wisconsin's biggest tree, right here in little old Montello, Wisconsin. Also, that granite quarry I showed you earlier. We have like the first or second hardest granite in the world. Again, here from little old Montello. You can see a lot of that granite right here in our cemeteries. By the way, I don't know how you feel about cemeteries, but this side of the cemetery is quite beautiful, to be honest with you. I almost feel like a Montello historian on this walk home here. There is a decent little dog park down there, right on Montello Lake. Nice little spot. There's usually not many people there. Good place to bring your dog. But again, sometimes, like I mentioned earlier in this video, sometimes people have a hard time picking up after their dogs. There's one of my best buddies' house growing up. Ryan Charles. Nancy Charles still lives there. Another buddy, Jason Conkey, grew up in that house. This is just a house I always liked. Another view of Montello Lake, folks. Getting closer to home. Is there a better name for a motel than Tween the Lakes? I'm not sure there is. If I ever have a friend call me up and say, hey Joe, where's a good place to stay in Montello? I'm always gonna say Tween the Lakes, just so I can say Tween the Lakes. Got good old Johnson Boats and Motors. Been here as long as I remember. That's right, folks. The pontoon capital. They crushed the competition. What other pontoon joint has a monster truck crushing a pontoon boat? All right, once we get past Johnson Boats and Motors, I know we're close to home. Hopefully the garbage men take that lawn chair I snuck in there. But here we are, home sweet home. Got another walk in, getting my miles in. We'll go see what Eddie is up to. And I gotta cool down a bit. As you can see, I kind of worked up a sweat again. And of course, there's my mom and dad's house, the house I grew up in. I moved a long ways away. It is lunchtime for Eddie. Get every last morsel, buddy. Eddie, I see another crumb in there. You go tell him. You tell him. You tell him it's the end of the video. Eddie, tell him it's the end of the video. Yep, we gotta go for today. You got your lunch. We got our walks in. There's no need to film anything else. Well guys, it took a while. The clouds broke away. We got some blue skies. It is warming up. We got some sunshine. It is looking good. On that note, I filmed plenty already. It's still early in the afternoon, but I think we got enough footage for this first video coming back. Hope you guys enjoy it. You got to see some of Montello today, but we will be back. I'll try keeping these coming now. Summer is approaching. We'll get some more videos out there. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.